is Chidera Uzoka, also known as House Composite. This is my first year doing the Under 100 art show, and I actually found out about it from a couple of friends. And they were like, you have to apply to this show, you have to apply to this show. And I was like, okay, I'll apply. And so I applied, and here I am. So I am a digital artist. So primarily I paint portraits. For me, painting portraits and people is something that I hold very dear to me. As a Christian, you know, we believe that people are made in the image and likeness of God, right? And so when you're painting people, when you're painting portraits, you're kind of like painting that image and likeness and taking part in that creation. There is such a beauty to Black art that you don't really see representation in art when it comes to representing Black culture and Black people. And so that's kind of what I like to encapsulate in my art. I have been doing art and drawing my entire life, from as young as I can remember, but it wasn't until COVID where I actually started this business called House Composite. I ended up actually breaking my knee right before COVID, which was not a great position to be in, but my dad, he's such a nice person. I love my dad so much. He was like, let me get you a tablet. And so he got me a tablet, and that's when I started doing digital art. And digital art kind of opened up this whole world of my creativity in that sense. Because I used to be a pencil and pen and ink artist, so it was mainly black and white. But now I'm like, this whole world of color was opened up to me. And just like being able to develop this business, my art business has kind of like opened up that door for me to be creative. I feel like us as creatives, we need that outlet. And as a student, you don't really get that creative outlet in school. And so for me, this sort of side art thing has opened up this creative outlet for me. So this one is a portrait of SZA. So for me, I like painting people who inspire me and people who I think are cool. And so SZA is one of those people. I love her music and just like her confidence as like a Black woman and like inspiring a lot of Black women. In that, the people who I paint can vary from like I said, people who inspire me, people who I think kind of show Black culture, but also people who I think are just beautiful, if that makes sense. There's a piece behind me. This one back here is actually inspired by a Bible verse. It was, see what love it is that we are to be called children of God. And so for me, when I envisioned that Bible verse, I envisioned this woman being like kind of basked in the sun and like in that beauty of like knowing who you are in Christ. I don't know, I thought it was really pretty and beautiful. And so just like being able to spread that message of like who you are as someone who's loved by the Creator. A lot of my pieces do contain the color blue. For me, blue is very significant, especially as it pertains to like representing my culture. Like it represents depth to me. So if you look at like the sky or the ocean, they're blue, and on the surface, they're very pretty, very beautiful. But there's so much to explore within the ocean and the sky, and that's the same thing with my culture. You know, as a Nigerian Canadian, it has kind of been hard like living in Canada to reconnect with my roots. And so yeah, like just understanding that there is so much for me to learn about my culture and so much depth there is to my culture and to that part of me. That's kind of why I choose to use the color blue. Also, blue is really pretty, so yeah. Okay, so this piece is actually part of my Anonymous series. So there's 3 other pieces in this series, and it features people without a face. Like I said, like representation for me, especially in art, has been kind of hard to find. And when I was thinking of creating this piece, I wanted to allow people to be able to see that representation and see themselves in the piece and be part of the piece. And so there's 3 of these or 4 of these pieces that are gonna be in the show if you wanna take a look at them. Yeah. So I will be bringing to the show these ones that I have here, mainly all posters, 16 by 20 inches, and I have some big pieces as well. Prints are really cool, like the little 8 by 10 prints. I'll bring a bunch of those so people can just like scroll through it and like pick up whatever. If they don't want to buy a big piece, they'll have like a little souvenir to take home, which I think is really cool. It's been almost 4 years now of me creating art and selling it and doing this whole art thing, and so I really enjoy it. It's brought a lot of joy to my life.